Hello, thank you for joining me. You're welcome to Unique Writing Academy, the e-learning center for creative writers. Just like you know, I'm Maureen Bell, and I guess this is the first time you're seeing me in a video. So, hello, Ike. It's good that you joined the class, and I'm very grateful that you did. Um, this course will require a lot of things from you, and I just pray that God gives us the grace to follow the course accordingly and that we get everything that is required for a successful course. Today, we're looking at creative general writing skills, and it's the beginner's course for creative writing. I decided to, just like I promised, to embark on this course because I know that it is very, very important for everyone who is a writer. You don't just write, you don't just write. You have to have something, you have to understand these rudiments of writing before proceeding to write as a professional. At least a practical knowledge of this course will help you to write, if not for anything, to write confidently, to write without doubting yourself. Yes. So that's why this course is very important. So, like I shared with you in the course outline, we have different sub-themes under this particular class, or should I say this course. We have the four lessons, and from that, the lessons are divided into writing, diction and sentence structure, punctuation and capitalization, and then essay writing. So for this particular class, like today, we'll be looking at the writing aspect. So it's like an introduction to writing, where we look at what writing is about. Let's go down immediately to the course. Welcome to lesson one, writing. Um, a lot of persons have been thinking or saying a lot of things about writing. In fact, right now, from as a result of this, the outbreak of this COVID-19 and other things, the advancement in technology and everything, you see, everybody has become a writer. So you just go online and you see people going online, writing things without, not like even editing it. They write things without even checking their grammar, without the knowledge of grammar, the knowledge of punctuation, the knowledge of their diction. So when they write, it becomes a very um, chaotic thing because the reader perceives or understands the message in another way, and maybe it might even be different from what the writer has said, and it becomes a problem to both the reader and the writer. Even it doesn't, it's not just about um how will I say now, not just for a few persons, but you see, even prominent people in their writing. Okay, so for us that did a little of linguistics, we were taught about discourse analysis and so on and so forth. So when you write, your readers are there, they are looking, they are monitoring what you've written, they are anxious to see what you've written. And that's why you need to gain more writing skills. You need to learn more about writing, and not just writing, good writing. Now, this is the first thing we're looking at. So, when you hear about writing, what comes to mind? We'll take this definition of writing, which is all encompassing from my angle for today, although it's not limited to definitions of writing. So, we know that writing is a form of communication. Writing is a form of communication. We have oral communication, we have written communication, and writing deals with the use of symbols and signs and symbols to communicate or to pass information. But more than just those generally accepted symbols, like letters of the alphabet or symbols, writing is something, especially when we come to the field of creative writing or writing generally for people to read. Writing becomes a complex, multifaceted, and purposeful act of communication that is accomplished in a variety of environments. under various constraints of time and with a variety of language resources and technological tools. Now, if we look very well at the definition I gave, I highlighted a lot um, of words here. So these words are what will help us in discussing this whole course, not just this particular class, but other aspects of the creative writing. Even when we venture into it, we'll still be looking at all these things because they overlap. So when we look at the complexity of writing, a lot of persons ask, why is writing so complex? Or some scholars say writing is very complex. How complex is writing? Now, unlike our oral communication, writing is complex because it it has a wide range of skills. We have a strong vocabulary, an understanding of the genre you're writing, text structure, and the voice. Now, let's look at the strong vocabulary. As a writer, you don't just write, you need to know your words. Now, we're not saying you deviate from whatever you're writing or in order to impress. We don't write to impress. The major thing about your writing is to pass out your message. So choosing your vocabulary or what we will discuss, like what we said under our aspects of writing, we saw it diction and sentence structure. So we're not just saying our vocabulary now should be out of it. We're looking at your diction, looking for a diction that can communicate your meaning directly the way you want it to your audience. And we're also looking at an understanding of the genre. As a writer, you don't just come up and write just anyhow. You discover that every form of writing has styles. The way you write, a descriptive writing is different from an argumentative writing. The way you write as a poet is different from the way you write as a prose man. So writing is complex because you need to understand the genre you're writing. You don't just write because you want to write. Yes, you understand how do I choose my words. Like I said before, as a poet writing, you should understand that you have your poetic license. So at some point, you are free to freestyle. You can choose words, and because you have your poetic license, you're free. You can use words the way you want, but it becomes very out of it becomes very bad when you go to a business setting and you start writing like a poet there. You were asked to write a memo at work and you're writing using certain dictions that are not suitable. So it makes your writing, it makes you even to look odd and everything. And in such a case, your writing may even be thrown out of the way. Now you look at the text structure, and this text structure is another aspect again that we look at when we are looking at the aspects of the course. So your text structure involves your diction and sentence structure. Your diction and sentence structure. You're looking at your diction, your sentence structure. Another part of it is the voice. The voice. What is the writing about? What are you communicating through the writing? Mechanical skills here are skills of punctuation and skills of grammar. So that's also another thing we are looking at here. The sentence structure and your punctuations. All these things are required for you as a writer. Maybe you've not noticed it before, or you see that it's very, very important that you get this knowledge. Okay, so another thing we are looking at here is the organizational skills. The way you organize your writing. Writing is organized. Now, as a poet, you have different ways. As you learn, you understand that writing a poems are structured according to the number of lines and according to the number of verses and stanzas they have. Now, this also differs from writing a prose work. It also differs from writing a drama or a play. Plays are divided or are written in dialogue, in form of dialogue, where you have two or more persons conversing and everyone takes his or her own turn in talking. So you see they write Ada talks, and then Obi talks, just like that, and the actions are described there. It's different from writing in um, an academic work. The organization there is different. So if you're writing like a research paper, you're writing something different. It has its own structure. So you come out, maybe if you also write um, should I say a research paper, that's one of my best aspects of writing. That's one of the things I enjoy writing because it tasks my brain while doing it. So first thing you do is your abstract should be there, and after your abstracts, your introduction, depending on the kind of the field or your discipline, you have different ways of organizing it. So your organizational skill is very, very important while writing. You should understand the kind of writing you're doing and the organizational skills that works for it. And writing is also complex because it involves a higher order of thinking. So you have to think, crack your brain, think to pass your message. Okay, so this is very, very important. So we are also looking at why is writing so multifaceted, like we said. Writing has different aspects, just like we captured here. We said writing is multifaceted, that's the thing here. So we're looking at it now. Writing has different aspects. You It could be expository, it could be contemporary writing, it could be writing a fiction, it could be a business write-up, it could be writing for the media, maybe a journalistic writing. It could just be you writing a report or something. So you should understand that writing is something that is creative, not just creative about writing. Like when we go deeper into creative writing, discover that it's like a field, a discipline of writing on its own. But even at that, writing should be creative, should be critical. Your writing, don't just limit yourself to writing, um, editing, proofreading. You should write out of content. You should think of your creative, your society, things happening around you. Be able to relate terms and conditions. Be able to connect things to make it look real. Writing should not be done in isolation or should not be done as something that is abstract. It should become real. So writing has different aspects. You can write scripts for uh, for movies, you can write for poetry, whatever you're writing, you should understand that writing is multifaceted, and also writing must be purposeful. This is very, very important. It should be purposeful. Every reader wants to gain something from whatever he or she is reading. You don't just write because you want to prove a point. Maybe taking this course and let me just practice what I've learned. So you don't just practice what you've learned. There should be a message you're passing out to your readers. There should be something you want to give back to the society. So whatever or whenever you try your writing, you should know that this writing, what am I passing? The first message here, the message for you as a writer becomes what message, or the question, sorry, for you as a writer, what message am I passing on to my audience? What message am I passing on to my reader? Understand that writing is for a widely dispersed heterogeneous audience. You're writing, anybody can come across, anybody can read it. So whatever you're writing should be something that is impactful in the society. You consider all these things as you proceed. Don't just write for I want to write for writing's sake. You don't write for writing's sake, which I believe you know that angle, but I will really emphasize on it. There should be a message behind it. There might be sub themes, that sub messages, but every writing content should have a major message that you want to communicate to your audience. And so you should have, just like we said, something you want to communicate to your audience. Also, from our definition of writing, we said that writing can be accomplished in a variety of environments. So, considering environment, I looked at two aspects of the environment, which is your physical environment and your social environment. First, looking at the physical environment, let's look at it from where the angle of the writer sitting down to write. Now, it is advisable for you as a writer to choose a place that is cool, a place that you can flow. Although it's not limited, you're not constrained by whatever. Like some persons will give all these 10 rules of writing, 20 rules of writing, and so on and so forth. Some of these things I don't read them because I don't buy their ideas. So they tell you when you want to read, maybe you read at night or you read during a particular time frame, or you what do I say, you write during a particular time, um, giving you rules and regulations about that. I don't buy into that idea. I believe writing should be done when it is convenient for you first, and when you feel your body system can, or maybe your brain flows. Like for me, I can write. It depends on the situation. Most times I can write in a crowded place. Maybe that's the time the idea pops into my head. I just have to write it down. Most times I write in a very quiet place, and that particular environment that was as rowdy as it was before, I can't flow there, even if I had flowed there before. So it depends on what works for you. So your physical environment is also very important in writing. Also, your social environment should be very, very considered. Don't go and write. Maybe you're writing a novel for um, what is it called now, for a child. Let's say that's an academic environment or something, and you're writing a book for a child in primary 5, and you're using the vocabulary of someone in a final year in the university. It becomes your writing becomes a noise to such a person, because there will not be this assimilation. So when writing, you should understand the kind of environment, your audience. You should understand what you're writing for. Don't make your writing, even good writers. You see, if the writing is a skill, good writing is is in fact that is the major skill about writing. You don't just write, you are writing. What are you writing? Who are you writing for? What environment are you writing for? The writing that is considered good in a religious environment may be thrown away in a scientific environment. So writing looks at all these things. That's why we say it is multifaceted. We are also looking at the time constraints. You can write long term. You should have deadlines for whatever you're writing. Your writing can be a short term writing, it could be long term writing. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you consider your time your time frame. Everything that should have what is it called now, a good success should be specific, should have a time frame and others. So you go straight to your point, pass out your message in the best way, have a time frame for you to give yourself a deadline, else you won't make any impact in that writing. Now, writing, just from the definition we looked at now, again, we see that writing now uses language resources, different language resources. Yes, writing has gone beyond a traditional writing where you write, the only thing you have is your textbook. You go to the library, you sit with the textbook. If you're not in the library, that means you're not a reader, blah 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 blah. It's beyond that now. Today you can read, you have different writing tools, and it's very good. It has helped us, and I think there is more of disadvantages to that, because most times instead of you thinking about what's the right way to do this thing, it just pops up in your system or your phone screen, your right spelling just pops up. But most times it is very, very dangerous, because when you're thinking, okay, let's consider these words. Maybe you're trying to write this word, you're trying to write dear, release the screen, dear, that's referring to people, and then you just write this becomes a problem to you, and such mistakes are very very bad when it comes to writing something that maybe you're writing a CV or a cover letter for employment or something, and your boss is a very smart type that is looking at what you're writing. So finally, for the course, we've talked about this. The final thing. Thank you so much for joining me in this introductory aspect of this course. It's just the first lesson in the course, just the writing aspect. You've not even started the course. The video may be very long, but I'm going to compress it so that it doesn't take much of your data. However, you should understand that um, learning should take much from you, from your finances. Education should pay for it in one way or the other. Alright, so thank you for watching. So to see that you really watched this video, I'm giving you a question. I'm giving you two questions, sorry. These questions: why should your writing be purposeful from this video class? So you reply me using a voice note immediately after you drop the video. And also, do you really think that writing is complex as many people say? Or is it just that many people are not talented like you, and you don't really need all these skills? It's writing is something that is simple, we just write it. Okay, I just want to hear your opinion, and I want you the class to be participatory, so I know that you listened to the class and you enjoyed it. We'll continue after you give your response. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class. I'm really, really grateful. Bye. Oh, sorry, not bye. We'll continue after you send your response. Thank you.